Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Xperia Junkie. Today I'm going to talk all about music, particularly high-res audio on the Sony Xperia Z5, as well as a few connected devices, like say a pair of headphones, which are the Sony MDR1As, and a little portable Bluetooth speaker. First of all, kicking off with the Sony Xperia Z5, one of the main talking points of the phone is audio. It's something that they have had a big push on previous flagships. For example, from the original Xperia Z3 when they launched high-res audio. High-res audio, if you didn't know, is the next stage in audio quality. You probably listen to your average tracks in MP3, which isn't a bad format, but it is heavily compressed and is a lost format, so you do miss out on some of the actual quality from the original recording. One thing about MP3s is they don't take a huge amount of space, so if your phone doesn't have a lot of storage, you can put a lot of music on there without worrying about filling the phone up. That's one problem you won't have with the Xperia Z5. Comes with 32GB onboard storage, but will take a further 200GB of memory with a expansion slot with a micro SD card. I've got a 128GB SD card in there myself, and I'm about 80% full on that. Again, the majority of it would be music, and again, the majority of that being high res. Not everything that you have in your music collection will be available in high res, as it's still a relatively new format, but more and more music labels are getting onto it as well, and some music subscriptions are starting to supply music in high res for streaming. So it is becoming a bit more mainstream than what it was. Getting onto audio onto the phone. The phone itself has front-facing stereo speakers for listening to music without a pair of headphones or Bluetooth speaker if you haven't got any available. Good for sharing music with your friends or videos, but not something that you're going to be doing all the time. They do pack a little bit of punch, which is okay. For example, if I just press play on the track I put on there, you can see nice bit of punch on there, and that's just listening again to a high-res track. And I'll show you the music widget. At the top, you've got your album art, your back skip, pause, which is also play, and your forward skip on there for you. Just going to pause that there. Connecting the phone to other devices is dead easy to do on the Xperia Z5. Because it uses NFC, and a lot of their music devices, like so their Bluetooth speakers, which you can see behind, are NFC enabled, you can do one-touch sharing. So if I was to skip the track again, pick another one, and just press play, you have the music coming through the phone, again using the stereo speakers. But if I just tap the phone onto the Bluetooth speaker, it'll say it's connecting to. There we go, and it's now coming through the Bluetooth speaker. Dead easy to do, so it's great just for those quick sharing moments. Again, this is totally portable. It's got a rechargeable battery, and it just charges via micro USB at the back. It even just call handling too, with a built-in microphone. So great sound. It's not a high-res speaker, but it is only about £60 to buy. But packs a great little punch for the size of the speaker. That's got maximum volume, so if I turn it up, here, it's quite loud. The sound does distort a fair bit when at maximum volume on the speaker, so I'd never tend to listen to it at that full volume. So I'm going to tap the phone again to disconnect, as you can see there, so it's disconnected from the speaker. High-res audio is available from a few set subscribers. For example, I download a lot of my music from a website called Kubuz, which allows me to download it in loads of different formats. I use FLAC, which is a lossless format, so much better quality than what you will get with your standard MP3. And they're also in 24-bit, which is true high-res audio. And the music itself that I get from that website allows me to share it, so there is no music writing on there, so I can set it as ringtone, I can set it, share it via Bluetooth, and say there is no restriction on what I can and can't do with my audio, like what you would get with, for example, iTunes, which is heavily restricted on what you can and can't do with your own music. As you can see at the back, I've got a pair of Sony headphones. Those are the Sony MDR1As, which are high-res certified, so perfect when playing my high-res audio tracks. And it comes with 2 cables in the box, one with an inline mic and one without. This is the one without here, but it's got your typical L bracket 3.5mm audio jack, just plugs straight into the phone at the top. And it even tells you when you've got a pair of headphones connected. You do have an option in which you can set on the phone to automatically start playing music once the headphones are connected, which is a great feature. If you don't want to get your phone out your pocket and start shuffling around with a track, it'll just pick up and play where you left off. The headphones are sublime in terms of quality. The build quality and audio quality are equally matched. And in terms of overall lightness, you can wear them easily for a good couple of hours and not really know they're there. They don't weigh too much, but they're not overly light where they would feel cheap and plasticky. As you can see, you can adjust the cups, and they've got 40mm HD drivers on there, which are perfect if you like that little bit extra bass. Music on the Z5 is controlled through the music app, which was originally called Walkman. A lot of people, including myself, were a little bit disappointed when Sony removed the Walkman branding from the Xperia range. It's been around for about 40 years, so it's well established, but you know, times move on and you've got to go with the flow. Music interface of the actual app itself is quite straightforward. You've got your play queue, recently played, newly added, and that's all on there. It tells you what you've got on your SD card or an internal memory as well. You know, when you're listening to a high-res track on the Z5, so I'll open it up, let's pause. You will see you get the high-res logo, which you can see right there, right where my thumb is, and that just allows you to know when you've got high-res tracks on the go there. Sliding out from the side, you get a few different options. So home, play queue, artist, albums, songs, folders, playlist, home network, podcast, settings and help. Settings allows you to change a few things, for example the likes of an equalizer. For example, going to audio settings, we're going to sound effects. So equalizer, which I've got set to custom, but you can change it and define your own music taste. And a few things, you've got the likes of stereo sound for front facing speakers, automatic optimization, which adjusts the quality for whatever headphones you're using. Doesn't necessarily have to be Sony branded. The main part of this phone is customization. When it comes to audio, you can change a lot of things to make this phone suit your needs when it comes to audio, and that's why I think it's perfect. It's not always about music quality, which is phenomenal on this device. It is 10 out of 10 straight away. Highly recommended if you're after a high quality phone which you want to put your music on. But in terms of user interface, it's the best out there as well. You can search for your tracks. So for example, if I was to come out and just hit the search there and type in Foo Fighters, and got 6 albums of the Foo Fighters on there, and again a few high-res tracks from them as well. So there's Sonic Highways, and again it's in high-res. Dead easy, dead straightforward. And if you're after a new phone which you want to be playing music on and you want to get the best out of it and not worry about storage, get yourself the Xperia Z5. It's the best in class, best smartphone in class, and the best out there in terms of phone, music, and even camera as well. Highly recommended it, full 10 out of 10 from me. So if you like this video and you wish to see more, please subscribe, and if you did like it, please give me the thumbs up and share with your friends. Thanks very much, and goodbye.